This video is going to look at different websites that I would recommend using for your GCSE maths exam and some tips and tricks to help you along the way. Let's get into it. So, the first website I would recommend would be Maths Genie. This has got lots of different things on there to use. The GCSE revision section of Maths Genie is really helpful as it breaks down all the topics by grade from grade 1 right through to grade 9. If you're only doing the foundation, you can stop at grade 5, but if you're doing the higher, you can go all the way to the end. Once you click into one of those topics, they have some GCSE exam style questions on there. They also have the corresponding solutions as well, so you can go through and check your answers or give yourself some hints if you do need them. As well on Maths Genie, they have some GCSE exam papers with the mark scheme as well. They have papers 1 through to 3 for both foundation and higher, dating back quite a few years, which is really good to use as well. They have both Edexcel and AQA GCSE papers on there. There are also a couple of A-level revision resources and then some other bits and bobs with little tests as well to go through. I would recommend just having a little look through and clicking on all the random different bits and having a look over the website. My favourite part as well is they have 45-minute papers, which are shorter papers, looking at just half of that paper. It's really good to be able to do the first half of the paper and make sure you're really confident with that before trying to do the second half of your GCSE paper. Next up then is Corbett Maths, another amazing math website which again is free. They have 5-a-days which I don't use that often, but they are different questions that you can look at every day, especially if you're wanting to try something in the morning or do a quick few questions before you might go on to do some topic revision. The best part about this in my opinion is their worksheets. They have corresponding videos that you can watch if you need a little bit of help, and then some textbook questions which are more repetitive questions which go on to some higher grade questions at the end and some harder ones, and then they have practice questions which break down into the marks as well, so for you to look at the type of questions that you'd have in an exam, and they also have the mark scheme to go with this. The mark scheme as well is someone's handwritten answers, which can be really helpful. They have as well on Corbett Maths some revision cards that are pre-made for those who might not want to do them themselves, or if you just feel like it'd be good to get them to have a little bit of hint and tips on how to do the rest of your revision cards. My final recommendation of a website to use would be Dr. Frost Maths. This is extremely good as well if you're doing the higher GCSE maths paper. I'll do a more in-depth video on this website later on. So next up, a calculator, which seems so weird that I've got on my screen. However, I would recommend having a calculator that you would be having in your GCSE exam yourself, whether that's the one that your school provides you with or if you have to take your own, and get used to using it. They have buttons in different places, so make sure that you are happy with the calculator you will be using in your exam. Next up is revision notes. So these are my A-level notes from when I did my A-levels. I've got the same for my GCSEs, but going through the revision guides and answering all the questions, maybe making posters on different sections that might help you. Revision guides, some schools provide you with them, others don't, so you can get these through Amazon. They're really good to try and answer all the questions. I've then put on here a revision timetable. Yours may look completely different to this, but this would be good for all your exams, not just maths. Making a little plan of the different topics or the different subjects you're going to do each day, trying to stick to it as best you can and making sure to spread your time fairly. Hopefully you found that helpful. I will be posting other videos on how to do certain topics in your GCSE maths exam. Please follow along and subscribe for more.